Hey there, Chiefs fan. Have you heard the latest? Big news just dropped, and it's a game changer. Trust me, you're going to want to hear what's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs right now. Something that nobody saw coming, and it's causing a lot of buzz in the fan base. I'm talking about some real changes that could affect the team in ways we didn't expect. So, if you don't want to miss out on any of these hot updates, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you're always in the loop. Your support means a lot, and it helps us grow the Total Chiefs family. Alright, enough with the intro, let's get into what's going down. The Chiefs, who have been absolutely dominating with that undefeated 9-0 record, are facing some serious challenges we didn't expect this season. The team is still winning, sure, but if you look a little closer, something's off. It's the offensive line. And I'm sure you've noticed it too. Patrick Mahomes, the guy who's usually calm under pressure, is starting to show signs of frustration. So, what's going on with that? What does this mean for the Chiefs' future and their quest for a third straight championship? Let's dive into it and take a closer look at what's really happening here. Now, let's talk about what's really been going on behind the scenes, the offensive line. If you've been following the Chiefs closely this season, you've probably noticed that things aren't as smooth as they used to be. Mahomes, the magician, the guy who can escape just about anything, is suddenly facing more pressure than ever before. And trust me, this is not just a small issue, it's something that could change the course of the entire season. First off, let's talk about Morris, the starting left tackle. He's been struggling to keep up with the high expectations. To make matters worse, he suffered a knee injury recently, and that's put even more pressure on the line. Enter Kingsley Swan. He's a rookie, and while he's shown some promise, he's clearly not ready for the intensity of a full-time role. Against the Denver Broncos, Mahomes was sacked 4 times, and that's not something we're used to seeing, especially from a guy like him. In fact, Mahomes has already been sacked 20 times in just 9 games. And, believe it or not, he's on track to break his own record for the most sacks in a season. That's pretty alarming, right? Now, I know what you might be thinking, how can the Chiefs keep this up? How can Mahomes continue to carry the team if he's constantly under fire? The reality is, this is a ticking time bomb. The offensive line isn't just struggling, it's outright jeopardizing the Chiefs' chances for a third straight championship. And with the playoffs on the horizon, they can't afford to let this slide. So here's my question to you. Do you think the Chiefs can fix this offensive line issue in time? Or is the damage already done? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think. Here's where things get really interesting, Chiefs fan. In the middle of all this chaos, there's one guy who's remained consistent, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Despite the pressure mounting on him, he's handling it with a level of leadership that's rare to see in such a difficult situation. And while many might be quick to point fingers at the offensive line, Mahomes has done something that not many expected. He's taking some of the blame himself. I don't know about you, but I'm always impressed when a leader steps up and acknowledges their role in a problem. Mahomes, despite being under constant pressure, has been vocal about how he shares part of the responsibility. But here's the thing, he's not just talking the talk. He's walking the walk, too. Instead of throwing his teammates under the bus, he's showing faith in them, especially in Morris and Kingsley Swan, the guys who have been struggling the most. It's rare for a quarterback, especially someone as accomplished as Mahomes, to step back and show that kind of solidarity with their offensive line. He's not pointing fingers or complaining about the hits he's taking. Instead, he's leading by example, focusing on supporting his teammates and keeping their spirits high. He's putting the team first, and that's a huge testament to his character as a leader. But, as much as Mahomes is trying to hold it together, we all know that it's getting harder and harder. The question is, will his leadership be enough to carry the team through this rough patch? Or will the offensive line need to step up and do their part? I'd love to know your thoughts, Chiefs fan. Do you think Mahomes can keep this up, or is the line just too much of a problem? Let's get a discussion going in the comments. Your input really helps shape the conversation. Alright, Chiefs fan, here's where the plot thickens. With all the pressure building up, there's one potential game changer that's been floated around, Donovan Smith. You remember him, right? The former Chiefs offensive tackle who played with the team last season. Well, he's currently a free agent, and here's where things get interesting. Reports are suggesting that Smith might be interested in returning to Kansas City to help fix the offensive line. And let me tell you, this could be a huge move for the Chiefs if they can make it happen. Let's break this down. Smith brings a wealth of experience to the table. He's been a solid presence on the offensive line, and having a veteran like him could provide the stability the Chiefs desperately need. Plus, it's not like the team has a lot of time to waste here. The playoffs are right around the corner, and every game matters. If they want to make a serious push for that third consecutive championship, they need to solidify the protection around Mahomes as soon as possible. But here's the big question: can Smith come in and immediately make an impact? He's been away from the team for a season, and adjusting to the current line could take time. Can the Chiefs afford to wait for him to get up to speed? And more importantly, would his return really solve all the problems, or is this just a temporary fix? So, Chiefs fan, here's where I need your input. Do you think bringing back Donovan Smith is the right move? Or should the team focus on internal solutions with Morris and Swan? Drop a comment and let's get your thoughts on this. Your feedback is crucial, and it helps keep the conversation going. Now, let's take a step back and really think about what's at stake here. It's not just about winning games, it's about protecting Mahomes, and more importantly, keeping the dream of a third consecutive championship alive. We all know the Chiefs have the talent, but as we've seen this season, talent alone isn't always enough, especially when your star quarterback is constantly under pressure. If this offensive line issue isn't addressed soon, it could be the one thing that derails the Chiefs' entire season. I don't need to tell you that Mahomes is the backbone of this team. He's the reason the Chiefs have made it this far, and he's the reason we all believe in the potential for another Super Bowl run. But even Mahomes can only do so much when he's getting hit time and time again. The offensive line isn't just about keeping the quarterback clean, it's about giving him the time to execute plays, make those game-changing throws, and ultimately keep the offense clicking. If the Chiefs can't fix this, the road to a third straight championship will become a whole lot harder. We've seen it before. A struggling offensive line can turn what should be a championship-caliber team into one that's fighting to stay afloat. The Chiefs can't afford to let that happen. Every sack Mahomes takes is one more hit to the dream of becoming a dynasty. So here's a question for you, Chiefs fan. Do you think the Chiefs can still win it all this season, even with these offensive line issues? Or is this a major roadblock to their championship aspirations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is a big conversation, and I want to hear what you have to say. So, here we are, Chiefs fan. After everything we've discussed, it's clear that the Kansas City Chiefs are at a crossroads. The team has shown incredible resilience this season, but the offensive line issues can't be ignored any longer. As Mahomes continues to work his magic, it's becoming more apparent that this line, whether it's Morris, Swan, or someone like Donovan Smith, has to step up, and fast. The question is, can they fix it in time? With the playoffs right around the corner, there's no room for mistakes. The Chiefs need to make a decision on how they're going to protect Mahomes and give him the best chance to lead this team to a third consecutive Super Bowl. Whether it's bringing in Smith for that veteran presence, giving Morris and Swan more time to gel, or possibly making another move, something has to give. Now, it's your turn to weigh in. Chiefs fan, we all know how crucial this moment is. Do you think the front office will make the right move? Is bringing back Donovan Smith the solution, or do you have faith in the young guys to step up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. This conversation is far from over, and we need to keep it going. Before we wrap up, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the Chiefs' offensive line struggles, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Your support really helps us grow, and we're aiming for 1,000 subscribers. Help us reach that goal. Thanks for sticking with me through this one, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and keep supporting the Chiefs.